On a cold night, the city was covered in snow, and the snowflakes fell silently to the ground. The world around me still felt blurry, and I was only beginning to sense the life surrounding me. Wrapped in a warm blanket, I heard the steady rhythm of a heartbeat nearby. It was soothing, but soon, the world shifted, and the familiar warmth of arms disappeared. That night, the person who left me there was my mother, Chloe. Chloe was a free spirit, a young woman who avoided responsibility and didn't take life too seriously. My father was nothing but an adventure to her, someone temporary. During the time she carried me, she was never ready for this new life. She spent most of her time at parties, and even the fact of my birth felt like an accident. The night she decided to leave me in that box, Chloe was coming from a night out. The mix of alcohol and guilt made her steps unsteady and hesitant. But despite everything, she thought she loved me, or convinced herself of it. She held me in her arms and set off into the cold night. Her heart was half filled with guilt, half with relief. As Chloe held me tightly, she paused before taking me to the baby box. Tears fell onto my face, but I now understand that it wasn't regret, it was the pain of regaining her freedom. "This is for both of us," she whispered. But now, I realized that was just an excuse to silence her conscience. I heard the sound of a door opening. Chloe carefully placed me in the box, hesitated for a moment, then walked away. The sudden cold startled me, and I cried for her to come back. Instead, the soft lining of the box wrapped around me, and the lid closed. The darkness was unfamiliar but not entirely frightening. What's happening? I wondered. Maybe, as a baby, it was less about thinking and more about feeling. I missed the warmth of her arms, but in their place, there was a slight mechanical hum and soft music that began to play. It was strangely soothing, but it didn't fill the emptiness she had left behind. After a while, the box opened again, and a stranger's face looked down at me. A woman with compassionate eyes and a gentle smile. Her arms were warm, but not like my mother's. I tried to speak, to ask why I was here, but only a soft murmur escaped. She held me close and whispered, "You're safe now, little angel." This was the beginning of a new chapter, though I didn't know it then. Years passed. I am an adult now, but the echoes of that night still linger within me. The questions never stopped. Was I loved? Did she miss me? Did she regret abandoning me? The fear of being left behind has always stayed with me, making it hard to trust and form connections. Relationships felt like walking a tightrope. I always felt that one wrong step would make me abandoned once again. Silent wound I carried within me. The memory of abandonment, though buried deep, was a shadow I could never escape. But I also learned to resist. Life tried to break me, but it only taught me to stand. I found strength in the cracks where I was broken, learning to rebuild myself. As I grew older, I pieced together Chloe's story bit by bit. I found her years later, at a time in her life when things had changed. She was no longer the same Chloe. She had moved away from parties, irresponsibility, and a lost life. The guilt in her eyes was undeniable. She told me how regret over what she did that night had consumed her for years. Talking to Chloe, I also reflected on the ethical complexities of baby boxes. Chloe said, having those boxes felt like a relief. It gave me an escape from my responsibilities. Maybe if it weren't that easy, I would have looked for another solution. Her words made me think deeply. Are the boxes a solution to protect babies, or are they an excuse to avoid responsibility? Did I forgive her? I'm not sure. Forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. But I began to understand her. Life doesn't always offer easy choices. Her decision wasn't out of cruelty, but out of fear and irresponsibility. This knowledge helps heal the wound, though it doesn't completely erase it. My story began in a baby box, but it didn't end there. I built a life with the pieces given to me, carrying both the pain and the lessons of my past. And as I look up at the vast sky, I remind myself, even on the coldest nights, if you keep searching, you can find warmth.